I'm Shay Russell for mining.com.au, and joining me today is Chris Byrne, the Managing Director of Legacy Minerals. Chris, how are you today?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Shay. And yeah, it's great to have a chat again.
Now, it's lovely to speak with you. We did actually try to record something in person at the RIU Resources Roundup, where you had some really cool rocks on display. Unfortunately, that footage might not quite see the light of day. But I do want to talk to you about your super cool rocks. I noticed you've got some great samples on your shelves. You've got a great announcement out today about activity happening in the Black Range project. Talk me through it.
Yeah, sure. So we've just completed diamond drilling down there. That's quite an exciting project from the perspective of, when we're looking at targeting, areas or systems and looking for discoveries, we like to look for these untested opportunities. And, we're the first company in 30 years to be on the ground, and the first company to drill it since Newcrest had a brief attempt in 1992. So we're really, we had a larger campaign planned and approved and budgeted, but within the first two holes, we've achieved the proof of concept, which is intersections of these epithermal veins in both holes. Testing what we're hoping to be the high grade feeding zone for what is a large gold footprint at surface. So, seeing in the visual observations of that drill core, the chalcedony, argillaria, bladed carbonate, and fluorite. So really supports our thesis that we've got another, a Ballura style system here at Black Range.
Now, you guys have been drilling in the Lachlan Fold Belt, and as you so rightly pointed out, a large part of this area was unexplored for the past 30 years. We're seeing a bit of a resurgence in activity in this region. What attracted Legacy Minerals out here?
Yeah, and it did kick off at our Ballura project. We started off in New South Wales, originally out at Cobar, but since we IPO'd, just over 2 years ago, we really started to focus on the Ballura project, large, low sulfidation epithermal, with an appreciation that Ballura, Black Range, were considered the wrong age rocks. We're looking for types of systems that are more commonly found in PNG, Indonesia, South America, in a lot younger volcanics than the old, Lachlan Fold Belt. But we looked at the evidence, we looked at the rock chips, as you sort of pointed out. We had a big display of them at RIU, and really the evidence was compelling, and so it really opened the doors on the projects, and we since got a JV with Newmont, just getting close to 12 months ago at Ballura. But yeah, we really see this resurgence occurring in the Lachlan Fold Belt and in New South Wales, kicked off as well by a good discovery a couple of weeks ago by Australian Gold and Copper. But, the east coast of Australia has been relatively underlooked by a lot of the WA dominance in the mining and exploration space. But I really think that, the tide's sort of turning and people are really appreciating the value in the Lachlan Fold Belt.
And you sort of hit the nail on the head with what you said just then. You've the rocks you've found are the wrong age for the area, and you guys have been able to prove up a very exciting story there. But I sort of want to drill a little bit deeper into what's happening with Black Range's result. Now, you said you've got a couple of drill holes that have just come out and they've produced some great results. What can we look forward to see over the coming weeks?
Yeah, assay results essentially. So yeah, we've said it.
And more great rocks on display.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, we've got the budget for further drilling. We're going to use, I guess, this at the time at the moment to review those results as the assays come in, for further drill testing. But I just sort of point out that we're drilling a 4 kilometre long gold and pathfinder anomaly, and there's a very high grade sort of tenure area that's about 800 metres long of gold and soil. So we're trying to find the source of you don't get such a significant footprint without having some sort of feeder at depth. And, importantly, when you read the historic reports from Newcrest, they can see that they failed to identify those high-grade feeding zones in their drilling or mapping. And then, they essentially left in 1992. And for those people that know the history of the Lachlan Fold Belt, one of the big discoveries was made around that time up at Newcrest Arcadia, Ridgeway. So that certainly shifted the focus of Newcrest towards what ended up being, what is now Australia's largest gold mine. So, yeah, that's what we're really quite excited about. It's been left untouched for so long, and with Newmont validating our exploration approach at Ballura, and we're looking at the same age rocks here at Black Range, we certainly see I guess, huge leverage for our shareholders to the upcoming assay results, expecting in late June or early July.
Now, not to flex too hard on the other juniors around there, but you mentioned that you have a partnership with Newmont, but you've actually got some partnerships from other well-known mining names in the industry. Are you in a position where you can elaborate on those?
Yeah, sure. So we, as part of Legacy's, I guess, we call it like a hybrid discovery approach, in that we've got, projects that we own 100%. So that's 5, and they're generally our largest projects. And then we also partner with, high quality companies like Newmont, but we also did a deal with S2 Resources. And for those that aren't familiar with S2 Resources, it's the son of the famous Sirius Resources, led by Dr. Mark Bennett, with major shareholder Mark Creasy. They're a phenomenal sort of set of prospectors, and the fact that they've come in on a project with Legacy that we pegged end of last year under a joint venture to drill what is a really, really compelling undercover porphyry target. So we're really quite excited about that, and it's going to be one of our 4 sort of projects that we're planning to drill, over the coming months. Black Range being the first.
All right, now I know I've been singing the praises about the potential of the Lachlan Fold Belt, but I believe you've acquired a project that sits just outside the Lachlan Fold Belt in the New England, Oregon, called Drake. Tell me, what are we seeing develop on this prospect?
Yeah, Drake is a really exciting project, and we look at it as a real natural extension of our programs that we're doing at Ballura and Black Range, in that we've identified this a large underexplored epithermal system. That's what originally attracted us to Drake. But as we start to really get stuck into it, what quite excited us up there is not the silver or gold that's been extensively explored for in the project, but the copper upside that we see in this large system. So we're talking a volcanic caldera that's about 150 square kilometers in size. So think big. We're looking at a system that shares a lot of geological similarities to your big Pacific Rim type porphyry epithermal deposits like Porgera, as an example. So that's the sort of the size of the target that we're looking for up there. But the grades just sort of demonstrate themselves. There's some historic high grade drilling that we've recently validated. 12 meters at 48 grams gold, 2,500 grams silver. With a section of core in there that went up to 230 grams gold and 9,000 grams silver over about a meter. When you're talking those sort of numbers, less than 25 meters from surface, like, it just sort of demonstrates that it's a big system, and we see a very, very bright future for the Drake project.
Oh, listen, Chris, you've just dropped some very impressive numbers and all the favourite names that I look for when it comes to hunting for rocks. Listen, I love watching your story unfold. Also, anybody who gets to spend time with you at a conference will know that you've got the coolest display of rocks around. Chris, thank you very much for being here, and I can't wait to see you at the next conference where we can show people more of the rocks you've got.
Thanks very much, Shay.